Time now for this week's Goofy. You know what? Some bad ideas never go away. Specifically, I'm talking about the push by some politicians and NGOs to give 16-year-olds the right to vote. As I said, it's not a new idea. It gets resurrected every few years. I think this is a Hall of Fame bad idea that's born out of a huge disrespect for the complexity of government. You know what? I mean, you can decide for yourself, but personally, I work too hard for my money to have 16 or 17-year-old grade 10, grade 11 students who, due to their age, no fault of their own, but they have limited real world experience. And we're going to have them make serious financial decisions with about half the money I earn, which gets taken in some form of tax. I mean, come on, virtually all of them have been living under their parents' roof, haven't made a mortgage payment, they've not raised a family, and don't pay income tax. I mean, we have to give special permission for a 16 or 17-year-old to be tried in adult court because it's assumed they're not yet capable of making adult decisions. We don't let them buy marijuana because their brains are not fully developed. They can't buy alcohol or cigarettes. No bank or credit union would allow them to take out a mortgage or line of credit. I mean, actually, they can't enter into a legally binding agreement. But the research is conclusive. A 16-year-old's brain is not fully developed. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for executive functions like planning, decision making, impulse control, is one of the last areas of the brain to mature and continues to develop well into the early to mid 20s. Before I go on, let me salute the silliest argument I've heard in support of 16, 17-year-olds voting is that they should be allowed because government policy impacts them. Well, no kidding. But you can make the same argument for a 3-year-old, 10-year-old, 13-year-olds. You know, I'm willing to bet big time that the people pushing lowering the voting age don't let their children make major financial decisions for the family. I doubt there's ever been a conversation like this when Sally or Johnny comes home from grade 11 history. Hi, honey, which mortgage do you think we should take? The 20-year amortization variable rate or the fixed 5-year term with the 25-year amortization? I mean, do you really think it's the teenage kids who decide when to buy a new car or what car to get and then assess the financing options? I mean, come on, give me a break. If you think 16-year-olds should vote, let's let them practice on you. We'll pick a few random children to come to your home and make all your financial decisions. You know what? For over 4 decades, I had the joy and the privilege of volunteering with 16 and 17-year-olds. I mean, lots of really bright, responsible kids. But I never knew one with a sufficient level of understanding as to how the tax system works or the implications of block funding for hospitals or what an unfunded liability is or a basic idea as to how tariffs work or trade policy. Now, I suspect, though, the real reason that the progressive left thinks lowering the voting age to 16 is a good idea is that they think they'd get the lion's share of the votes. Well, maybe that's just an extension of Winston Churchill's observation that if you're not a socialist at 20, you don't have a heart, but if you're still a socialist at 30, you don't have a brain. Hey, that's all the time we have this week. And by the way, I really do appreciate when you listen and you tell people about Money Talks or requote stuff we put on Money Talks tweets or tell people to go to mikesmoneytalks.ca or Michael Campbell's Money Talks on Facebook. And just a reminder, you can sign up for 5 minutes with Mike. We'd love you to do that. It's absolutely free. Just go to mikesmoneytalks.ca. Have a great week.